I'm sure you guys are all watching IWM and going, you know, we're going to break out here, Cap. You're wrong. You know, like we just hit the weekly trigger. We're going to break out. We're going to go up here. We're going to do this. Even if we go down here to clear all that stuff out, that's probably the more likely path, Cap. You're wrong. But I don't have us doing that. I've got us going down one more minimum, probably to here, and then move higher. It's possible that we could be done here. And this is like a bloodbath on no rate cuts with CPI. A no rate cut trade means we go even lower. There's a reason I'm telling you that there's probably another downside move here, and I'll explain it to you in just a moment. DIA. Yeah, same thing right here. So we get the tag down, tag up, right? We should be down here and then up there. We actually should just be down there. Well, actually right here. Yeah, down there and then up there. And I guess that could be 3. Maybe that is 3. Depends on how you're counting, I guess. On a 4-hour basis in this one. Yeah, see, we're not done here. Well, I guess so. There's 1, 2, 3. Bam, 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 then down. DIA probably looks the best of all. So far, DIA actually looks the best. There, then down there, and then higher. DIA probably looks the best, right? Of all the indexes, DIA, Dow Jones Industrial Average, looks fucking great. This is a nice reversal right here. I really like seeing that. You didn't quite close the gap, but it's close enough. Like DIA looks mwah. For all these indexes right now, this is my favorite one. It looks great. It's been looking good all week too. That does not mean that it can't go down there, or even like reject, close the gap, and then off and running. But of all the indexes, it's probably the best looking one out of all of them. For the rest of the week, it's been like that. It's been a pretty clean, gorgeous looking chart. Now, there's danger there still, hiding underneath. Even though it looks gorgeous, you know, you got some kind of like material like bam, bam, bam. Then you actually have, you know, your 1, your 2, and your 3, depending on what that is. 1, 2, 3. It's still the best looking of all of them, regardless. And it doesn't account for intraday stuff and 4 hours and 4-hour bars, 1-hour bars, that kind of stuff. But I just want to take a quick look with you guys on it. You know, like the weekly looks fucking phenomenal here, and like it's the best looking goddamn chart. Period. A little weak on the hourly, but overall, if you were to have one index that looks the best, it's this one. Qs. This is what. So this is the brief from last night. And this is the brief from last night. I usually delete the movements before you guys see them because it's for our community. But I've been saying this. I've been harping on this every day this week. Like, I want to see the tag up here to sell down here and then go higher. And this kind of accounts for Opex. You see it? The Opex magnet, right? Scene of the crime is up here. And actually, I've got this one here, but I haven't shown you yet that it actually goes up here and then actually goes higher into the 18th. Into Opex, 18th, 20th. Returns literally to the scene of the crime up here. This is the 24th right here, right? Yeah, this is the scene of the crime is actually right here. There. Double bottom, high or low. See it now? This cues. So the one thing I want to show you about this though too is we haven't been able to get this yet, and there will be some of you out there that'll say we don't have to, Captain. I agree with that. If price can get above, we don't have to go any lower. Now, this can be X'd out. You can say bottom, high or low. That works for me too. But in a larger time frame, this is still viable. This here is still viable, and I want you to realize that. This is still a viable trade that we reject, go all the way down here and blood this before we go higher. So unless we get improved price, right, the daily should come down, rain hell on Qs. Now, that doesn't mean you can't trade this up, but you get out of the way over here and you let price show you the way, right? Where this actually turns up, and we can take that trade higher. But until that happens, you don't have a trade as a bull. And there's other reasons for that too. Weekly velo looks like shit. Daily velo here looks great, but the weekly looks terrible. Okay, damn it. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, you get the point. So you need some improvement in price is my point here. So let's get SPY really quick. Like these are optional. This is optional here, but you're not long this going, hey, I'm long here for that. You can be like tactfully long to right there. And then you lay off it in case it rolls down, and then you get long as fuck down there. You can get long above, but not in here. This is where you like no-go zone for you as a bull. So let's get SPY really quick. SPY. And this is where the danger is for SPOOs, okay? This is on a 30-minute basis, right? The real danger here is that there's a bull trap, right? You go up there, they make the new low, and boom, you're down at 528. And the real scary thing is once you've rejected this, you will revisit at least that low theoretically and make a new low at 520. Like you'll get this, like, hold on, do this better for you. Theoretically, you've got the high, the rejection of the high. That means we're going lower, right? The thesis would be we're going lower, and probably lower than our lowest low. So, you know, if you're going to have like a double bottom for bulls, you'd expect at least this. That's 528. If you're going to come back down here and do a double bottom, that's 520, right? And truth be told, if you look at it like October, late September, it's easy for us to break 500, actually hit 500, then trade 480. All that stuff's still there. None of it's cleaned up, none of it's fixed. Or fixed meaning like, yeah, we're done. This is the bottom. You can't actually do that. You can't actually do that until price breaks above the daily trigger, catches the new high, comes back down. Daily or hourly trigger holds this. We can't have that happen either. Make the new high, come back down, and then you have improving conditions for bulls. Woohoo, we're out of here. So just into this close. And we have another problem here. On a 1 hour basis, you can see that we've got a gap. Let's see, it's right here. Giant gap. Can we leave gaps behind? Yes. Do we oftentimes come back and close them eventually? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Weekly velocity looks like shit right now. Looks like dog shit. Weekly velocity on SPY looks like ass. That is unhealthy. It's not good. We don't have a series of new highs yet on weekly velocity either. So we don't have any improvement yet on weekly velocity. That's some powerful ass shit right there. Powerful negativity. You can see another gap down below here, 535, 536, right? Still not taken care of. So like drop you down, right? You're all bulled up. And then that's the actual move up. Even if we're going to make our way down. Or even down there. So into tomorrow, for volatility this week. Monday. There's some bullishness in here, right? I see it. You got demand here, right? Demand there. Try to push it higher. Higher lows, higher lows. They try to flush you down today, right? I popped up a 4 hour bar for you today, didn't I? See me scrambling on the stream? I'm like, let's check what the 4 hour is. Why was I looking for that? Find out if they're still there, right? Are we still alive or not? And they're dropping bombs here. They're like, fuck you lower. Fuck you lower. Sorry. Lower. Send it down. Send it down. And there's still demand here, isn't there? Still demand here. Now, we don't know if that demand is stronger than these sellers above because this daily velocity are major sellers. You don't want to ever fight these guys. Could just be another chance to get liquidity to send that bad boy down, right? trying to send it down, send it down, send it down, send it down, send it down. It's all the way back up where these sellers are up here, and they're the real sellers, right? So, constructive. And there's another fascinating part about this. Let's say these sellers are not as strong as the buyers, right? You still have the gap. You could theoretically break above, sweep the low, and then you're going higher, right? And meanwhile, you're getting cut up in here. It's bullish, but you're in like what? You're in like weekly calls here, monthly calls right here. They flush you out. Your calls are now worthless. Then they take you into Opex. Make sense? So there's some risk here for you as a buyer heading into Opex if you're not structured. If you're in a spread, not so bad, right? You can withstand all this and go higher. If they start to blood you down, you could be in some trouble. So maybe it's not a call spread. It's a ratio spread. Bullish ratio. If you went down there, you'd at least be break even if we didn't come back up to this Opex number up here later on in the month. So you got to like think about structure for higher highs if it goes against you. Can my call spreads withstand that move down and then up into Opex? Can your call spreads ratios, what if they don't come back and they don't hit the highs until after Opex? Your ratios would print for you or at least be flat or up 5% or something like that. So you got to like think about this stuff as we head higher. Now we're heading into this close today, right? And we know something. We know that volatility this week rests with two events. Rests with the debate, and it rests with the data that we have coming out tomorrow. So this is, and remember, manipulation, right? We're going higher, and then boom, it's actually lower on the week. And then next week is the higher. Manipulation, take the money away from these people. Rob them of all their money. Tomorrow we've got PPI month over month, core PPI, initial claims, continuing claims, core PPI year over year, jobless claims, 4-week average, PPI X food, X energy, trade, blah, 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 blah. Tons of data tomorrow. Or excuse me, that's Thursday. Tonight we've got the election volatility. We roll right into tomorrow, 30-year mortgage rates. We have core inflation tomorrow, right? CPI tomorrow, two big events. Thursday, we've got PPI. Then we've got 30-year bond auction on Thursday, 30-year bond auction. Friday, we've got Michigan consumer sentiment. We got a lot of data coming out this week. Later in this, we got data, huge data. We got presidential vol tonight. We got volatility in the morning. We got volatility on Thursday. Then we got Michigan sentiment. And we got some GDP now coming out down the road, which is going to look ugly. Well, not ugly, but there's going to be a discussion about it. Over tightening.
Diesel October,
rate of GDP.
$2.05 a gallon. NYMEX gasoline October.
So there could be a trap in here for bulls, even if we're going higher, before we ever get to Opex and Magnet.
$2.23.
So what I would say to you tomorrow is the same thing that I said yesterday and the day before. They're attempting to throw this lower before higher. So the expectation into tomorrow and Friday is the same.
WTI crude October futures settle at $65.75 a barrel. That's down $2.96 or 4.31%.
Can we hit 550, 552, send this down, close the gap? Boom, down to the weekly trigger, 528 minimum. Could even be an extension down to 520. I know you don't believe that. Still valid. Seasonally, the worst time of the year. I don't think, and we've got no buyers out there. They're there. We don't have anyone adding to slow down and move to the downside. We're still under positive gamma. We're negative gamma still. They just tee off right on positive gamma. Bam, to the downside. So how do you trade that? As a bull, you can't be long as we approach this. You're like wrapping it up, get out. If you see prices improve, you wait for the back test and the hourly trigger to show you the way higher. As a bull, you have to be tactful here. As a bear, it's the exact opposite. You're in sell mode. This is your time of the year to shine. You're Johnny on the spot up here. This is your game. You're the doom and gloomers. This is your season. It's up to you to sell this. Let me show this to you in the inverse really quick, just so you can see it. See it now? Come up here, and then boom. Make sense? Put the paint on you as a bear. Put the paint on you. You got yourself a nice little bull flag there, don't you? Make sense? Could even squeeze some of them more, couldn't you? They're in there looking to sell this right here or buy this if this is the inverse. So you're gonna have your stops here, aren't you? You're in the inverse. You're buying the dip. You're selling the rip right here with stops underneath. Make sense? Wait a second here. So if you're a bear, you're like selling this, right? I didn't write that right, but stops up here. Somewhere up there, you get some stops. It goes against you. You get a chance to get out before it goes the other way. Just be conscious of this. Like if you're a buyer, you're not getting involved in that. They'll try to rain hell on you down here. Here. You're gonna get selling here. You're gonna get selling in here. And just like I showed you in the inverse, if you see this and then that, you know what that means, right? We're going that way, right? So it's just like the inverse. Make sense now? This is the upside target, but it's inverse, right? This would be like a bear selling, right? The low, get the new low, boom, getting long in the market. You guys understand what I'm saying here? So, make sense? And velocity is not on your side as a bull. Weekly velocity is very bad right now. Weekly velocity says we head down here and crank down here. So, for me at least, expectations into tomorrow. Squeeze up into the close. They might try to force you. They're trying to do it now all week long. Trying to dump it. Well, not dump it, but push it. Throw you down, buy. Well, this is sell the rip, but it's buying a dip in the inverse. So this would be expectations into the close. One more leg down, and then we swoop up into your Opex stuff over here, 18th, 20th, stuff like that. So if you're a bull, you have to wait for price to show you the way higher. Does that make sense to you guys out there? And this could come at any point. This can come here. Be an auto sell. Can break above. Auto sell. They're going to come in here. They're going to be like bam, bam, bam. They're going to give it their all. I assure you of that. You're like, okay, Cap. We go up. You're wrong, Cap. We didn't roll. Go up there, right? They're going to try to sell you here. They're going to try to sell you there. And even if you get up here, you're likely coming back down no matter what to get the new low, and you're Johnny on the spot right there. Make sense? But this is very dangerous for a bull. All that very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. They can roll you here. They can roll you right there. And they can roll you right down there. So, and I want you to think about something. Earlier today, I watched that chat, and I watched the chat in the Discord. Well, first I'm like, let's set up a trade. Right? I didn't take that trade, did I? I just waited. They blooded it down, right? I immediately went to look to see where support was. And all the chat said, what are you doing buying the dip down here? Last known support. If I put stops underneath it, we start to really roll, it's not going to matter, right? But this is where you buy the dip, right? This is where you're exiting. And this is where you get long above this, not in here. This is where FOMOers go to die. Roll you down, provide the liquidity to the downside. You don't want to be messing with that. As a seller, you know where to sell now, don't you? Right in here. What did I say to you yesterday to the bell? So I was like, I wouldn't be long into tomorrow. They might try to throw it down on you. But I wouldn't be short into the bell right now, would I? And I wouldn't be short here in the bell either. Right now, I wouldn't be short. Well, maybe you got a little piece here. But, like, I'd be trying to get short now, right? So I'm trying to get long down here. Kind of like trying to get short up here.
U.S. crude futures settle at the lowest.
You got a little bit of this shit here. But I wouldn't be getting short there yet. I wouldn't be getting short here until you start to have a breakdown of the 1, the 5, and all that kind of stuff. But you should be like Johnny on the spot as a seller right fucking there. As a matter of fact, you don't want to be Johnny on the spot here. If you're a bull, you want to see that. You actually want to be a giant spot right about there.
Settle at $69.19.
You want to hold that line at 5.53
or 3.69%.
Or wait for price action to show you the way. Then you're Johnny on the spot right there. Same thing over there, right? Rejects, Johnny on the spot right there. So,
do you want to stay up to date with the latest and be on the bleeding edge of news for non-farm payrolls? Then sign up today and get our special offer.
They could technically run your ass up right now.
1 month.
Like run you straight up in here. 415. And then slam you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Boom, 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 downside. Vicious. So, and you can see them right now. They're already doing it, right? They're already in here trying to sell. It's like first wave of sellers, second wave of sellers, third wave of sellers. This is where FOMOers go to die. FOMO bears, FOMO bulls, no-go zone. You can trade like, here and here. But on a higher time frame, you got nothing. And if you're a retailer, you're either looking for the roll off of the 1 and 5 to get started, or you're waiting for the roll off of the daily trigger, the 1 and 5 again. And better yet, set an alert on 5, set an alert exactly on, if you're a seller, set an alert on, without a doubt, 552.99. Because it can go there. It can. Theoretically, it can. And still be bearish. Still be bearish. At least for me, into the rest of the week, I am looking for selling up here. And I'm not bulled up until we're above, until we kiss this. Come back down, grab the hourly trigger, and let's party at 550. Because that is bullish. This, just another opportunity for sellers. Let's look at this a little small. So let's say on a finer grain, let's say you're trying to sell this, right? On a finer grain, let's say you are trying to sell this. Do you auto sell this red bar? Fuck no. You're auto selling this up here, basically. Or this right here, you can auto, if it reverses, but still wouldn't do it. You want to like wait for a price act. You're auto selling this up here, basically. Or this right here, you can auto, if it reverses, but now the bulls are losing their steam. Good. Boom. Wow, they didn't get the new high. That sucks for bulls. Well, bulls failed to get a new high again, huh? Right? Bam, new low right there, right? Oh, yeah, look at these bulls. They're losing their stuff. Now, oftentimes you guys get too bared up, right? Or too bulled up. Right? We squeeze up, and you guys are like, I'm going to attack that right now. That's a sign of bullishness, not bearishness. You want to watch this happen. Either here, or above on that 553. It's the same thing over and over and over and over on every time frame. So you're like, people are like, I got a feeling. Why I got a feeling? Just look at this right now as a seller. Why would you short this? You can't short this, not as a retailer. You need to see the failure here first. But you set it up and look for it. Let's say you're a seller right now. You're a bear. You want to first see the failure here, right? Bam, bam, bam. And you're Johnny on the spot waiting. If you guys are always trying to like top call shit or bottom call shit or whatever, but just like Johnny in the spot, like right there. Bam. If you look at higher frames, like 4 hours, 1 hour, even a day, that'll tell you the bigger move that's coming, right? If you're on like a 4-hour bar, a 1-day bar, or 1 hour bar, it'll even imply to you how big that rejection is. Is this 1 hour resistance, 4 hour resistance, 1 day resistance? Is it weekly resistance? If it does reject, it amplifies a bigger move down, right? If it breaks through, it's an amplified move to the upside, even on time frames. You can't hear me? Can YouTube hear me? Just say yes on YouTube. So Twitch is getting fucked right now? Twitch has gone down at this point. Two and change up here. About it. Well, 552. 550 to 552. And you're still in control bears. If you're a bull, you need to see a new high above 553, 553.76. There's an argument to be made that you only need to get above 551.69, but that's not the case. Thanks, Pinky Brother. I appreciate it. So Pinky's going to work on that lesson, and it's relevant to the rest of the week and where we go from here into the end of the month. I will have that clip for you in the Discord, and I'll post it to YouTube as a video, so you'll get it tonight at some point, I think. But you really want to watch that segment if you haven't. I don't care what you are in the markets. You should watch that segment. It's important. I don't care how smart you are. You should watch that segment. It's very important if you haven't listened or seen it yet. The trade is still lower as of right now, as long as this is not breached. There could be an argument made that if 552.85 is breached, that bulls have a way higher. But I would still like to see this puppy up here. I'd like to see that puppy right there, because this is the instigation of it right here. I said 553. It's 554. 554.40. You can go all the way up there and still be bearish. If you're a seller and you see a tip up here, be careful. They're gonna run it up on you. Bam, that way. Make sense? No-go zone in here. I'm gonna do GME right now. It's 257. So you have your preliminary expectation. Like I was I'm gonna prep this whole segment. I'm gonna do this whole entire segment. It's gonna be awesome. Then we get hammered with viewers. Like the viewership just went to the moon. Okay, so it's not bad. So expectation, downside move still on the table for sellers. I would need to see vast improvement up here for bulls to take over in any kind of meaningful way. I would not be shorting this stuff though if I was a bear until you're shown the way. So I already told you how that goes, right? You'd still be looking for. All those known areas up there. Like he just deleted it. Why? Hold on here. Why did he just delete it? Because you can see it every day. It's easy. Easy to see. That's why you saw me mad rushing earlier to see if we're in the 4-hour candle or not. You don't short that yet, do you, as a bear? You wait for the rejection of that line right there. You wait for price to break down. Bam, up, roll down, right? Whoop, new low, off and run into the downside. Until that happens, bulls in control until he hit those next 2 bars on the upside. You get the point, right? So if you're like all paranoid or whatever and that kind of stuff, Vicky just texted me and said he's going to work on it right now. So he'll have that out for you. And expectations, why I think this, why I think that, if not this, then that, all that kind of stuff. Where you don't get caught like a lunatic. I think this is it, Cap. Like, okay. All right, you got it. You heard me all week talk about 550, 552, 550, 552. I can't short the close yesterday because we didn't hit those numbers, right? Heard me in the Discord say it after the bell yesterday, right? We didn't do it. Can't be fucking short in the close, right? Still bulled up right now, aren't we? We're going to now look at GME really quick. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. GME, baby. Let's take a look at GME. GME. What do we got going on here with GME? We got a major low. Let's look at a few things. Low, new, higher low. That's great. So you want to see SPY do that, right? Wham, wham, higher low. Beautiful. We came up. Did we get the new high? Let's check. We got that one. Good job. We got that one. Good job. Bulls bulling it up, aren't they? Now we got this one up here to deal with, don't we? 25.97. We had a successful back test. This is the same shit, by the way. We had a breakout above. Good job. Successful back test. We have another cross coming right here. Look at it. Right fucking there. Weekly trigger crossing the monthly trigger. So we tested the daily trigger. That said, hell yeah, we're positive. Into their close, I fully expect a test of the monthly and weekly trigger. I fully expect it. Let's look back in history and see if what happens when we get those crosses. Let's look at some examples of this. Here's an example. Slammed it down. We didn't check the weekly, did we? Look at that verticalness up there. Woo! Sexy. GME likes to fly, doesn't it? Haven't seen that in a long time, have we? Have it happening again, don't we? Talked about this on Twitter, didn't we? So now you guys got something happening, don't you? You guys have a confluence. You guys have a bunch of stuff happening, don't you? You got turnaround. Remember this? Turnaround. Now you've got the real cross happening. Big upside moves. Look at that one. Wham. 80 bucks. Wham. $68. You may not even check this cross, huh? Your next target. You want to be above 26.29 for a continuation to trade this. And that's it right there. That's all she wrote. Why? 1, 2, 3. Impulse move. You're going to come back down like this and then go higher. Crank it. Be very careful of violent moves on these moves higher. You want to see the tick at 30 bucks? And then you're going to start getting real violence up there. Even higher, believe it or not. I got to be honest with you. 80 bucks is nothing. 100 bucks possible. You cannot lose. You cannot lose right here. Can't lose. Trend. trend right there, trade dead. Now let's look at something else here on this. It takes a lot of work to get here. This is the bear part. This is where I got bad news for you. It is possible that you go right down there and straight back up again. So be conscious of that as well. That's $5. You lose that trend, you're gonna trade $7.1715. Be conscious of that bloodbath down here. $7. Quarterly velo looks gorgeous. Monthly looks gorgeous. Weekly is carrying you. Daily is just getting started. Your daily on a 30-minute basis looks baller. Your hourly looks kind of shitty. It's kind of okay, but it's kind of shitty. It's possible there's a fake out in here. It's more like that. Bam, 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 then up. Now it looks like craziness right there, but expecting some blood into their ER, squeeze higher. You want to see that squeeze get above. And that's probably one, that's all one thing right there. A little bit better there. I'm trying to figure this out here. I'm not cleaning that up for you. That's all you get from me. Violence, man. It's pretty fucking violent. Do not give this trend up. You will trade $7, I promise. Everything looks good. The only warning I would give to you as I would give you two caveats. If GME trades $7, buy it. GME is famous for selling the fuck out of these ERs. If the trade is dead here, $7 could easily go to 90 or 100, believe it or not. You got big things coming your way. You want a price target? If it's positive? $103. I can't believe you're even possible that you're going there. Negative, not 103. 85.93. 85.93, that's what I got. Probably $84. 83 and a half, somewhere in there. $80. Jesus Christ. I can't even believe that that's even a possibility. What a fucking mess GME is. Don't ask me about how. I've been trading fucking GME since it was trading $3. Don't ask me how. Asking me fucking how. You out of your mind? I'm on record with trading GME before there was any squeezes. I got the fucking records. I not only got the records, I got the fucking social media to show it too. There's a few of us out there on Twitter and on it wasn't thousands of people. Well, it was just like it was hundreds of people. Hear it. Wow. Oh, they're fucking shorting you with no real shares. How? They got no shares to show. Come on, how? It's all fake. The whole fucking thing is fake. The whole market is fake. How? God. They tell you on Superstock, right? It's all bullshit. It's poof. Whole fucking thing. They got out of it. They shut it all down. As soon as you grab them by the balls, right? Wooka, wooka, wooka. They made it fake. How? Oh, they got so much billions. They got 700. They got 20 trillion. No, how did I say it? $1 million billion. It doesn't matter. They're fucking monsters. It's their market. We're fucking with them. You lost sound again? Yeah, you're not shorting this. Do not short this. I just literally gave you the best education. That literally that 10 minutes was probably some of the best trading advice you could find anywhere. Period. Not that I want to be egotistical, but that is some of the best trading advice you could hear anywhere. Especially dumbed down and simplified, not reading a book like fucking crayons. Easy. You can't even buy that shit. Like, people will sell you like whole entire courses, and that's really all you need. That's legitimately all you need. Took 10 minutes. Stop shorting strength. Wait until the roll. Say it. I get yelled at. I get yelled at on Twitter for this shit. What I just showed you is what I got yelled at on Twitter for. I got called an asshole. You're just an asshole. Fuck yeah, I am, because real money. Is GME worth that much? Worth that less or whatever. Things kind of changed in GME. GME legitimately did not have a top. It was very similar to the Volkswagen situation a long, long time ago in the 1980s. You own most of the shares. Volkswagen, I think. Was Volkswagen? It was Volkswagen. BMW, Volkswagen, one of those car companies. Like, owner lost it, accumulated all the shares. It's like a repeating cycle. But the worst part is with GME is that I was there for it. Like, I was there for it when before it even made any news. I was there for it when people were getting hurt and they were on Twitter and they couldn't understand the smartest fin Twitters. The pros. Wall Street, CNBC, hedge funds, didn't matter. And we laughed because they didn't understand. And then eventually, some nerd was allowed to sit in an office somewhere, and he knew. And they weren't listening to him. They're just like, shut down back there, nerd. And eventually, when they started blowing up, they were like, okay, we'll listen to the nerd in the back. And the nerd was like, this is going to end. You got to shut it down. They're like, no. And he's like, yes. And they didn't. They didn't actually shut it down at the beginning. They started going in and investigating. They went into Wall Street Bets. They went to the actual GME. Then the sharks came. They were swimming around. They all started destroying each other. Vendettas that they had against each other, want to blow each other up. So then they started swimming around. Then, like, the day they shut it down, the first time they shut it down, it was over. It was done. And that's when, like, at that point, the apes were all over the fucking place. And, like, I'm talking like millions of motherfuckers. That's when you saw all, like, the tweets and the news stories and everything changing. It was over at that point. And a lot of retailers got fucking destroyed. Like, I mean, destroyed. A lot of hedge funds got destroyed too while they were all swimming. But what's important about that time? What's important about that is that these banks and hedge funds left that experience and they did something. They studied it. They looked at it in depth, and they started to create meme baskets. So there'll be long and short memes. short spec growth stuff. They'll short the fuck out of it, then they'll let the short off, then they'll let it squeeze up higher. Now it's like a part of the system now. Like you can only do a good thing. It's like once they figure it out what you're doing, these are the smartest guys. They actually are the smartest guys in the room. Once they figure it out, they capitalize on it, and then they get in on it, and they start making money that way. If you did something that smart, they're gonna capitalize on it. I'm thinking about thinking about all this stuff. Like I remember like some like the smartest people, like literally the smartest people on FinTwit, didn't know what was happening. It was the most fascinating thing. Like when it was like trading in the 20s and stuff, they didn't fucking have any idea. They would start like picking up traction and stuff. Just insane. They had no idea what was going on. It could have gone infinity. It would have stopped. It would have run out of control and fucking bankrupted everybody. Everybody was fucked. If anyone tells you they go in and shut that shit down, that's a goddamn lie. That's what they did. They shut it down. They literally went in the back room, they hit the fucking button and said, no, fuck you. You're not doing this. It's like a dealer. You're not going to bankrupt the dealer. It ain't happening. It's their market. It's their show. Yes, it did. Then it went to $1.5 million. It got overrun. It quit. Well, I got fired. I had actually had another account. I had an account that was from the beginning of Reddit. They took that one away from me too. They permanent banned an account that I had from the first year of Reddit. You know who did that to me? The administrator of the Nicholas subreddit. Permanent ban. I got the fucking handle to this day on my old email address. It's an original Reddit account. Like literally from not day one. It was like the 3rd or 6th month of Reddit's existence. These old emotional things. Like there weren't that many people there. Suspected Saboteur. If you know him, he was one of the OGs. He's on FinTwit. You can find him. Ask him. We were having conversations on FinTwit. We were like, these people have no idea what's happening. They have zero idea. They became thousands on Wall Street Bets, but it started out with like a few hundred people. Bunches of doubters like started like double and triple, and this is before it even hit like $10-12 and stuff. And it was like then Wall Street Bets, like you had their attention, and everybody's going back doing the due diligence, like real due diligence. That stuff was on. I don't think I'll ever see something like that ever again in my life. It was like the most insane thing. That's like a generational thing, right? If you're a trader in the 80s, you saw it with Volkswagen. Like, it's a generational thing. It's so rare. What a time to be alive. They were like, if you were trading it at that time, right? The options chain was insane. The options chain, you can see an option literally go to like 25 cents, 40 cents, and then print 70, 80, 90, $100. Like, I was making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I was spending it like stupid thing in the entire world. There's nothing like it. It was the most absurdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Just watch this stuff really close here. Watch this. Do they get the new high or not? That's what you want to be looking at. I don't know. I've never seen anything quite like GME. Anything ever. No, or nothing like it when it was like it was persistent. I've seen like moments like that, like a flash in the pan, but I've never seen persistence like it. It's pure insanity. Then there was another part of this too, which is like the back end of it. When it was over, people thought it was just getting started, and that was sad to watch. That really broke my heart. We'd go on Wall Street Bets and beg people. We'd get shouted down by the apes. It was terrible. The apes they would just like downvote you to hell, and you'd be like, please just listen to me. And they wouldn't listen. There was no listening back then. IWM about to break out. Watch out for a giant squeeze into this close. IWM is in monster mode right now. SPX coming into some resistance at 5,500. It's about right here. Just make sure I got this right. Hold on. In a second, I'll find it. 9:46 on Friday. I'm going to trade that right there. Trade that right there. 549.40. They were trading 20 cents earlier.